kills and aces. And Wright State needs to force Bergman to block to make it harder for her to get back in position to take her approach.
If you look at the Raiders, 28-3, this is a team that has played well as a team under their first-year head coach, Travers Green. And Jenna Story, Michelle, is quite a story, isn't she?
Absolutely. The fifth-year libero is the anchor of this team. She's a prolific passer and has a quick first step to get in position for the dig. She has to bring her A-game this afternoon and lead that back row to counter against Georgia Tech's high-powered offense.
So here we go, Raiders and Yellow Jackets, the winners, will play tomorrow to move into the Sweet 16. Marquette and Ball State. Marquette will occupy this court later this evening here in Milwaukee. It's the third trip to the NCAA tournament for Wright State, the 12th time that the Yellow Jackets have made their way into the field. Last year, Michelle, Georgia Tech did some damage, made their way all the way to the Elite Eight, so it's an experienced team that certainly knows how to make deep runs. And here is Bergman. So many storylines with her, and she will begin this match. Leads this team in aces, a three-time All-ACC player. She is the real deal and gets this match underway with an ace right on cue. Adds to her total.
Well, when you stand 6'5", and you have long levers, it's really hard to pick up that float serve that grazes over that net.
And a little floater here. And almost another ace. It was gathered in by Story at the last second. Jackets go to work in the middle and crushing it. Another All-ACC first-teamer, Breland Morissette.
And that's a combination you're going to see a lot of if Julia Bergman's not in that front row, hitting that middle and Morissette.
And Breland hits .432. That's 7th in the NCAA. Raiders just trying to settle in here. They get it over in 3. Go to the right side this time, and it comes back hot on 1. That was a swing by Othane, and then sneaking it in, Morissette again, 3-love Tech.
Again, it's the power in that front row for the Yellow Jackets. They are just eating up Wright State right now. Wright State's going to have to react a lot faster to get in position to get the digs.
Wright State goes middle, but then shooting it wide into the Tech bench, so the terrific start continues here on the hitting error there by the Raiders. Trying to settle in. Again, Michelle, they know they're the underdogs, and that's a role they haven't played a whole lot this season. In the Horizon League, they were playing teams that they were expected to beat, and they did. They ran the table at 18-0, but up against it here, down 5-love. And some big bodies on that Tech side of the net for the Raiders to deal with. Bergman continuing here. Bombs away and just missing Story. Let it go. So Raiders on the board.
One of the strengths for Wright State is their serving as well as Georgia Tech. And how is it going to hold up against this stronger test? It worked very well throughout the Horizon League. But now you're playing with the bigger guns in the ACC that plays against Louisville and Pitt, some of the top teams in the nation.
Bianca Bertolino with a nice cutter there, 6-foot sophomore from Argentina. This is a Georgia Tech team that is heavy on international talent, sprinkled in with folks from the U.S. as Morissette serving error there. But a 6-2 lead for the Jackets. Here's Callie Martin, All-Horizon League performer, leads her team in aces. And the lefty pounds across court. Good swing there. Bertolino again. So many weapons, Michelle, for Tech. You got to pick your poison if you're playing defense.
Absolutely. And the setter, Bella D'Amico, does such a great job getting this right off the pin. And Bertolino splits the defense.
On the slide. Nice cutter there by Bransfield. Little tip there. Bransfield got a piece of it. Beg your pardon, that was Katie Meyer. And Jackets go to work. Left pin again, jamming it in. Bertolino got her lathered up early.
And the passing from the Yellow Jackets right now is very clean, and D'Amico, their setter, is able to really pick her poison in that front row.
Yeah, Bergman not even in the front row yet. Block there. A couple of Jackets got their mitts on it. From the back, Bergman goes on the attack. To the rafters here at the Al McGuire Center, and then tickling the tape. Callie Martin says, we'll take it.
Nice hustle by Katie Meyer to put a good second ball up for Callie Martin to hit over.
That was a good play. That was a smart play. Wanted that kiss off the twine. Jenny Morey now. Little floater down the line. Flying in and crushing it. Bertolino again.
And it's not just one outside hitter in Bergman. You got Bertolino to play that spot. She goes between the pin and the defense. Swings all the way hard through that ball.
And Bianca's the anchor, the glue kid. Every team needs one. There was contact there by Tech, so Raiders will take the point. Trailing by 5 here in set number 1. It's the first of 25 in a best of 5 sets. And if we get to a 5th and final set, then it's the first of 15. It gets real fun. Serving now, Bordelin. There's Bergman. They had her measured that time. And then go over her hands. Crafty play there by Aaliyah Byers, the talented freshman.
Well, and what an outstanding defensive play from that sophomore, Jenny Morey. That dig was huge. And to tip over a 6'5" Bergman, smart play by Wright State.
And they know she's lurking. On the trampoline in the middle, Erin Moss. Another talented middle. You've got Morissette, and then Moss comes in. You don't lose a whole lot.
No, both of them are very good blockers, leading the team in solo blocks and also around 2 kills a set for each of them.
Yeah, Moss does damage defensively. Scored that tally that time, and that'll be a point for Tech. Shot it wide down the alley, did Martin. Paola Pimentel on the serve. Leads this team in digs. Gathered in, Bianca, and then the quick comeback, Sam Ott. Pushed it where no Jackets were lurking.
Now, Sam Ott has been a real bright story for Wright State. I mean, she's a 6 rotation player, and she's really undersized but has a great offensive mindset.
Bergman. They denied her that time. Go back to her again. Denied again. Byers in the middle ate it up.
What a big block for the freshman. Byers on the All Horizon League freshman team, just waiting and pressing her hands over the net.
They say she was a pleasant surprise and delivered there. Bergman, nicely done. As she went up high, and with everyone sneaking up, she went deep. Bergman, the type of player that, even though she was blocked twice in that last sequence, she won't stop firing. That won't shake her up. There's an ace. Another one delivered by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, D'Amico. Only 13 aces. This is her 14th on the season, but that serve was a pure float, had no movement on it, and just dropped right in.
Second ace of this set for the Jackets. Nice cut shot there by Morissette again.
And give credit to Otene, number 9 for Georgia Tech, who came and covered the tip behind the block to set that position in transition.
Again, Morissette, she's 7th in the NCAA in her attack at .432. So when she gets her hands on it, she usually does some good damage. Little dump shot there. Smart play by Sam Ott again.
Your Wright State's doing a great job hanging around that net, sliding their blockers back and forth. And when there is an overpass or a tip at the net, they're being patient and making good contact with it.
Here's Ott to serve. Bombs it deep and just missed. So Georgia Tech off to the good start and leading it here by 7 as we take a timeout on the court here in Milwaukee. Georgia Tech ranked 13th in the nation coming in with an RPI of 20, leading set number 1 at 15-8. Michelle, this is a team that is 13-11 all time in NCAA play. And again, we mentioned last year, made it all the way to the Elite Eight. So what that did, certainly for Georgia Tech, was A, made them comfortable coming into the postseason here in 2022, but B, knowing that they don't come into the postseason play and say, okay, well, we're just happy getting there. They know that they know what it takes to advance and make a deep run. They're hoping to do that again this year.
When they have so many pieces back from last year as well. Aaron Moss, Julia Bergman, D'Amico's back. They picked up Otene from Illinois State. Morissette has been a leader and super consistent for this team. I mean, Georgia Tech's the real deal. They're physical, they're strong, and they run a quick tempo offense.
There's their head coach, Michelle Collier, in her 9th season. Standout player back of the day. And I asked her about the international flavor, and that's on purpose. They go after not only just the best players in the world, but it's also the system that they run. It's the way they run practices, and it's attractive to the international players like Bergman, who is originally from Germany and then was found playing in Brazil. Poke back, Raiders though, stay with it. Go up and over the hands there. And then quick on the hands, that was Morissette. And then deep shot looking for the touch, no. That was Megan Alders who tried to put that point away. Tech up 16-8.
When I think Coach Green is asking the officials if there possibly was a touch on that ball, the crowd, the Wright State crowd behind us is also yelling.
That's Travers Green. He's in his first season as the head coach at Wright State. What a season to have as a rookie head coach. Satisfied after the discussion, not going to pull out the challenge card. Each coach gets 2 challenges per match. And if you win the challenge, you get one back. That one stuffed back by Morissette.
A lot of height on this Georgia Tech front line. Wasn't the best technically sound block, but hey, it worked.
Timeout Wright State. They're going to talk about it. We'll take a timeout with them as well. Back with more here in Milwaukee. There's Travers Green. What a situation. Your first head coaching job, and you step into a situation in Dayton with this Wright State squad, and you win the Horizon League. You go unbeaten, 28-3. He knew that the cupboard wasn't going to be bare. He knew that there was talent here. We were kidding around talking with him, saying as a head coach, a new head coach, you try not to come in and screw up a good thing. And he totally understood that, and he listened to the players. And while they knew they had talent, as that one trickles into the net, they also wanted to hear what he had to say. They knew that they had a good squad, Michelle, but they also needed some guidance and said, hey, what can you bring to the table? How can we raise the bar to have a special season, which they did.
Well, and so many student athletes transfer out when their head coach leaves, and they didn't, and give a ton of credit to them for sticking around.
That one wide of the net. Trav said that it wasn't the best of timing to get his first head coaching gig. His wife was pregnant with their second child, and she delivered on his first day on the new job, if you will. So, but again, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. You make it work. Net contact on Tech, so the Raiders will take that point. Still down here by an 8 count here in set number 1 with Story to serve. Story, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year in the Horizon League. As we said, that's part of her story. She's been special during her entire career. Couple shots at it and missed the mark. No. Bertolino wanted contact. There was none. Wright State down by 7.
And you notice Bertolino has got a wrapped pinky on that left hand. She broke that pinky, I believe, earlier in the season, but is continuing to play through it.
Yeah, swing with that right hand, no problem, but blocking, well, no problem, right? She was there, wrapped pinky and all.
Right on cue.
Along with Morissette, they had the wall up.
And Morissette just slides over and pressed over, got a nice block on Bransfield.
Back set that one, and then the southpaw launches it. That's Callie Martin.
The Wright State just really having a hard time getting into an offensive flow here, and that goes back to Georgia Tech serving very aggressively.
Martin went low to get that one. From the back row, nice attack there by Sam Ott. Sam Ott, her coach says she can be streaky. Right now, Michelle, she's streaking in the right direction.
Yeah, that was an excellent ball put up by Meyer. Gave enough room for Sam Ott to come down that pipe and get a kill.
Bertolino was there, and then bombing it in. Aaron Moss again. Love the springs, love the athleticism of the 6'2 senior.
Wouldn't it be nice to have Aaron Moss and Breland Morissette on your team? 2 middles that are very long and athletic.
Michelle Collier agrees with you, I'm sure.
Yeah, they remind me a lot of Carson Murray for Marquette. Aaron Moss and Carson Murray have that same body type, long and lanky, but man, they can really swing.
And they can do that too. You come back on one, I'm going to put it away. Using that reach to get it done. Second timeout burned here by Wright State. And there's Moss delivering to put her team up by 10 here in set number 1. Join Sam Gore, Paul Sutherland, and Jennifer Hoffman for the 5th set. They'll have whip-around coverage from all 16 sites. Stay up to date with all first and second round matches. You can stream it now on ESPN+. Here in Milwaukee, you've got Georgia Tech. You've got Wright State later tonight, 7 Central Time, locally 8 Eastern Time. It'll be Ball State taking on the host school, the Marquette Golden Eagles. And the final in this bracket will be played on Friday evening, 6 local, 7 Eastern. The winners here get the winners of that second semifinal. So the Raiders 1-2 all-time in NCAA play. It's their 3rd ever trip to the tournament. And again, certainly momentum, Michelle. We ran the table in the Horizon League. They've won 23 consecutive matches. It's the longest streak in the nation. And yet Travers Green said, hey, we know what we're up against, and we know that we're the underdogs. It's how his team reacts. That's where he's going to check their pulse. That's why he's burning the timeouts here to see where they are, because this is a role they're not used to. They're used to going in and having everybody else look at them and say, oh, we're the underdogs. We try to knock you off in league play.
Well, it all starts with a good pass, and they got one right there.
And Sam Hott, the little roll, but Laura Fisher was there. A little tip that the Raiders were ready for. Ott fingertip control. Fisher, swing in from the middle, and just wide of the mark, Bransfield. Taylor Bransfield tried to put that one away with Tech sliding the other way.
Yeah, Bransfield just angled too far out of bounds. She needs to angle her body in a little bit closer to the mid of court, and she'll hit that one in.
Tried to slide that time. Bergman was there, I beg your pardon. That one trickles off of Martin's hands. And net contact called on Georgia Tech. But comfy, cozy lead here for the Yellow Jackets of +10. Jenny Morey to serve. And the net kicks it back. So here's set point for Georgia Tech. Bertolino will get things started here. Dying Quail on the slide. Bergman was there and ran out of hits. Did the Raiders. Convincingly, the Yellow Jackets off to a terrific start here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Set number one goes Georgia Tech's way, 25-13. We switch sides here at the Al McGuire Center and invite you to come back for set number two. Interested onlookers there here in Milwaukee. It's the Marquette Golden Eagles. They'll take the court here against Ball State later this evening. What they watched, Michelle Griffin Wenzel, was Georgia Tech dominate that first set, hitting 321.
And it all started out with Julia Bergman and her serves. I mean, they got two aces from her. But then the wealth on offense has been spread around, getting Bertolino in the mix, Morissette in the mix, and Aaron Moss as well. And if you can believe it, Bergman only has one kill right now.
Yeah, Bertolino 4, Morissette 3, Moss 3. That's good living when you're Georgia Tech and your stud, your star, only has 1 kill and you still win comfortably. But they did just that here in set number 1.
Well, and for Wright State, they need to do a better job of staying in system and running some offense. It's like they've been playing in defense, very defensive game so far. They've got to find a way to get that hitting percentage out of the negative.
So Wright State, now on the right of your screen with the green, black, and gold. They'll serve it up to the Yellow Jackets on the left of your screen. Wearing the home whites here with the gold and navy trim. Set 2 underway. Sent over by Morey. And that one into the net. So Raiders on the board first. That's a start. Looking for a good start, Michelle. They had the bad start with Tech running away in set number 1. And it took a while for Wright State to just get settled in. By the time they did, the damage was done. Blocked there, but Tech stayed with it. Raiders set up shop. Ott flies in. Bergman got a piece of that one. And that one dug out, but up, over, and out of play.
But a much better start, like you said, Bob, for Wright State. I mean, they're not going to be able to out-muscle Georgia Tech, but they're going to have to play smart and scrappy and keep points like that alive to give themselves an opportunity to tally one.
Great serve there by Bergman. That time the Raiders had it measured. Net violation called on the Yellow Jackets. You mentioned at the very beginning, Michelle, it's a Wright State team that they thrive on serve and pass. It's the fundamentals that it can't escape them here against Georgia Tech. As the Yellow Jackets go middle with Morissette once again. I mean, as you said, they're taller, they're more physical, but you can't get out of your game plan regardless of what's on the other side of the net. We're tied at 2 here in set 2. Ott. Oh, and that was too easy for Morissette. Big hand, I beg your pardon, that was Moss in the middle.
Yeah, Katie Meyer really only had one person to get that set to. And Georgia Tech was all over it.
Odene was there with her. Big wall. Ott again, wall again. And the dump, the finish by Erin Moss. Moss, they've got her involved early. She's got 4 kills now, hitting .750.
Yeah, just sliding across that net, taking that right hand and just dumping it off away from the blocker.
She's getting good looks, but more importantly, she's finishing those good looks. Raiders, scrappy, little roll shot there. And then not a whole lot on it, but that got the job done for Moss.
And D'Amico, the setter, has such great hands to give a little touch to Moss and to Morissette when she's in that front row as well. They're really utilizing their strength in those middle blockers.
Ott slams it off the hands for a Raiders tally.
A nice high flat shot, just swung away and got the tool off the block. You know, Ott's a junior, coming in with just under 3 kills a set.
Moss, wow. Quick to get it to her and then quick to put it down.
Well, and the passing for Georgia Tech has been really clean, and that gives you so many options, and you're seeing that D'Amico really figuring it out. Her middles are hot.
6 kills now for Erin Moss. That one trickles off of Pimentel. So the Raiders doing a good job. Again, didn't get off to the bad start. They're hanging around here. And here's Sam Ott to serve. Down the line, good serve. Bertolino was there. Wide of the mark there by Bergman. 6-5 the score.
Well, and that's an error that Bergman can't make. I mean, she's got the entire court at her leisure to hit to, and she's just got to get that down.
Moss, this time the block is there by Alders. And we're tied at 6.
You know, if somebody were to ask me what's better, getting a huge kill or a huge roof off the block, I'm saying block all day, especially against a high flyer like Erin Moss.
Yeah, Alders and Byers combo there. Then Moss comes right back. Didn't shake her up, did it? Tech back in front, 7-6. Bertolino to serve. Gathered in by Story. Middle, Moss denies. That was D'Amico who got her mitts on it. Now the Raiders go back to work. Try the middle there. Byers couldn't sneak it in. Big windup, Bergman. And net contact anyway. Julia, 3-time All-ACC player, leads this team in kills and attacks. But right now, that's just her second kill. Bergman there for the block. Number 17, if you watch enough, if it's the first time seeing her, if you watch enough, you will see she does so many things and does so many things well.
Well, and she's comfortable in every phase of the game, whether it's digging balls in the back row, serving, blocking, or hitting. I mean, she is the complete package.
Scramble there for the Jackets. They got it over in 3. And down the line, missing was Callie Martin. So danger zone right here if you're Wright State. Be careful. Yep. And that's why Travers Green, the first-year head coach, feels it too. Down by 4 here, but hoping that the Yellow Jackets don't run away and hide here in set number 2. And more on Bergman while we have a chance, Michelle. So dad is from Germany. Mom is from Brazil. And moved to Brazil when she was 11 years old and did all kinds of sports there. She was into handball. She was into golf. She was into swimming. Swimming was her passion. And then friends in Brazil said, well, why don't you come and watch us play volleyball? And she did, and that turned into, why don't you play volleyball since you're tall? And she did. She ended up moving away in Brazil, away from the family, to train, and was thinking maybe become a professional volleyball player. And that was certainly on the table when she turned 18. Instead, she visits Georgia Tech. She loves the place, wants to be going to physics because she's a very terrific student as well, and she bypassed the pros. And I think she made a pretty good decision. She's had a really great career, has had some international seasoning while she's at Tech, and you know, again, putting together potentially another All-American campaign. And the great thing about Georgia Tech, if you're Michelle Collier, is that it's not just a one-act play with Julia Bergman. She may get a lot of the headlines, but this is a very deep team with a lot of talent. That one just out of the reach, so good timeout by Wright State to get that point.
Settle the troops a little bit, talk things over, trying to figure out, all right, if we get a good pass here, this is the offense that we're going to run. And that stops the bleed.
Story to serve again, trying to inch the Raiders closer. Good serve there to Pimentel. They go to Bergman. They deked Erin Moss in the middle, and you got to respect her, but then there's Bergman on the left pin.
Well, and if you can get a block touch on Bergman, that's great. But there, the block was late getting over because of, you mentioned Erin Moss, or actually that was Morissette run in the middle.
There is Morissette. Yeah, Morissette, Moss, I mean, their game is similar. There is no loss, whether it's 11 or 23 in the middle. They are some serious weapons for the Yellow Jackets. Good cut there by Bransfield.
Excellent dig by Pimentel.
Yeah, she got that point, kept it alive. Try it again. Alders this time. Bergman over in 3. From the middle.
Odene, holy cow. What a dig.
Bergman crushes it off the hands, and Tech gets the hustle point and the point in the scoreboard.
They earned that one for sure. The hustle points, absolutely. And the block was there on Bergman, but Bergman is so strong. She just punches it right off those hands.
And the digs. All out body parts. Look at this. Bertolino stuck the elbow out to keep it alive. Story under it. Tip there by Kelly Martin. Raiders turn. D'Amico goes quick to Morissette. 14-10, Tech by a touchdown.
And Morissette's calling her own number. Now she just says here, and that little shooter 2-ball, that quick set, so good from D'Amico.
Big swing, right at the hands. D'Amico kept it alive. And call a lift there. Double contact, 15-7. Georgia Tech. Elena Dubuque, I beg your pardon. Freshman from Cincinnati checks in. Gonna give Alders a breather. Looking for some spark. Well, Bransfield, that time, quick hops to get it done.
And we have not called Bransfield's number much. She has a big block, and she gets just under 3 kills per set. And she cuts that ball right around Morissette in front of Pimentel.
Just her second kill of this match. Middle was the biggest question mark coming in, and out of rotation is Tech. So the Raiders will take that freebie.
Yeah, I think Bertolino was out of rotation there between her and Otene.
Bergman, big swing. Quick in the middle. Bransfield tried to tip it and sneak it. Bergman again, down it goes.
All smiles for that young lady. I mean, you know where it's going. It's so hard to defend. I mean, she just cuts that right around the block of Bransfield.
She makes the game look effortless, which is why she's all smiles. Sneak attack there. Tried to get it in. Jackets were ready for it. Freshman waits for it to come down. Right side. Down it goes. Odene from New Zealand. Lead expands, 17-9 now, Georgia Tech.
And Coach Collier talked about Odene really needing to gain confidence, and she fits into this season and into this team, and she's been very physical with her play.
Speaking of physical, Bransfield delivers. I mentioned that middle was the position this season that Wright State, they were unsure. And Bransfield had some experience, but she really stepped up, turned into an all-conference middle, and a pleasant surprise on her play to answer that question. It was answered quickly. Back row dig there by Maury. And then Sam Ott, but there was contact on the Tech side, so the Raiders, a couple of tallies here trying to mount a late rally.
You know, Wright State playing cleaner volleyball here. They're not hitting negative anymore, which is definitely on the upswing, no pun intended. But again, they're just getting out-muscled by Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they knew they'd have to rely on their smarts and their craftiness.
That was crafty.
That was. Breland Morissette.
I mean, that first pass from Bergman is key because that gives D'Amico 3 options in that front row as to where to go.
Gathered in by Martin. Sam Ott. Nope. Right into the Tech bench.
Yeah, swinging high hands, totally missed.
And timeout, Wright State. Will take it with them. Set number 2 here in Milwaukee. Back here in Milwaukee, Georgia Tech starting to open up their lead at +8 here in set number 2. Keeping it loose, keeping it fun on the Yellow Jackets bench. And here's Bergman to serve. Again, leads this team in aces. Another weapon at her disposal. Not this time.
That's a tough pass to handle for Katie Meyer. She kind of got caught getting momentum into that net, and she tried to get it up, but got called for the double hit.
Jackets first to 20. Serving miscue there by Bergman.
Well, and Katie Meyer has had to step into this setter's role because Lainey Stevenson, the top setter and the Horizon League Setter of the Year, is out as she tore her Achilles tendon in a match earlier this season against, Milwaukee. I think it was Milwaukee.
Yeah, it was right here in Milwaukee. And Stevenson still named the Setter of the Year in the Horizon League. But yeah, Katie Meyer had to step in, and Katie Meyer's a senior. She's been the understudy to Stevenson. She stepped in and did a terrific job helping the Raiders not miss a beat. That's Bertolino just gobbling that one up at the net.
Now she just sized up Byers on this slide, and no place for Byers to put that ball.
Yellow Jackets starting to pull away here, and, well, this is a recording. Bertolino again.
Again, that slide is happening a little bit too slow. It needs to be faster tempo because there's Bertolino just hanging around the net. She times her jump and gets the block.
And she's got 3 blocks already, 2 of them solo style. Sam Ott, nicely done. Sam Ott leads this team in kills and attacks. But again, they're not built to just say, let's feed number 3 all the time. They need her in the mix, but she needs help as well. Ott now with 8 kills for the Raiders. Looking for the contact. And
yeah, we have one official, one line judge said touch, the other one said out.
So Julie Volk is our R1 and conferring with the 2 line judges. And it'll be point Wright State. Christian Krizak is the R2 down below. Experienced officials here in Milwaukee. Lead is 9 for Tech. Lead is 10 for Tech as Aaron Moss at it again.
Yeah, nice job by Moss exploiting that defense, putting it down in the middle. Wright State really hasn't had an answer to these middles for the Yellow Jackets.
No, really haven't. That's 8 kills now for Moss. Morissette has 7, so right there, that's 15 kills from the middles alone. Serious damage. And that'll be an ace to end it. Georgia Tech, 25-14 here in set number 2 here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Break time here from the Al McGuire Center. We will step aside as well, but don't you go anywhere. Come back for set number 3 between the Yellow Jackets and the Raiders.
Turn your attention to the video board. It's time for tonight's Capital One Wallet Shuffle. The NCAA thanks official equipment suppliers Fisker, Smoke, Backseats, TerraFlight, and Sport Import for their support of NCAA championships. Their contributions help enhance the educational and athletic experiences of nearly 500,000 NCAA student athletes. The 2023 National Collegiate Beach Volleyball Championship is headed to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Be there to share the experience with volleyball fans from across the country as the top team in the nation compete for an NCAA national title. May 5th through 7th at Salt Lake Beach. For details, visit ncaa.com/beachvolleyball.
Greetings once again from the Al McGuire Center, campus of Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. All smiles in that huddle. Georgia Tech answering the question, can you hit better than 321 in the first set, Michelle? Yes, they hit 344, and Julia Bergman had only 1 kill in the first set. She was even more active in set number 2, among others.
Yeah, she had 4 kills in that second set, but also did a nice job disrupting the flow of the Wright State offense with her blocking.
passing was terrific, too, to find number 17. And Breland Morissette as well got involved. But really, it doesn't matter if it's Morissette or Moss in the middle. The middles are doing severe damage against Wright State.
Yeah, Moss with 8 kills. Breland Morissette was 7. And again, their blocking presence at the net, along with Bertolino, has really got Wright State on their heels, trying to figure out how do we score points against this Yellow Jackets team.
Michelle mentioned it at the very outset. It's the team in the ACC that they're battle-tested. They've played some of the best teams in the country within conference play. Teams like Louisville, teams like Pitt. The RPI is 20. They're ranked 13th. They've been ranked in the top 15 almost all year long. That has put pressure on this team to keep that ranking intact as Bergman serves up the ace just like she did in set number 1 to start set number 3.
Well, and the one piece that they lost last year was one of the best setters in the country, and Maddie McKissick. But Bella D'Amico has come in and is running the offense so well and has made huge strides throughout the season.
4 hits, never made it across. Yeah, you lose a key piece, but then you find another piece to make it seamless and make the hitters around her comfortable. Raiders go middle. Good call there. Destroyed by Bransfield.
A great combination here. Staying in system, Katie Meyer able to give that set to Bransfield. Again, one of the top offensive players on this team has been very quiet.
Trying to get her involved here, and they're trying to do that early. Down the line, little push shot there. And there's Bransfield on the slide. Yeah, maybe that was a point of discussion between sets here, Michelle. Let's find 5. Let's let her get lathered up.
Well, there's a reason why she's first team All Horizon League. I mean, she's a good offensive weapon. Got to find a way to get her going.
They want that balanced attack, and she's got to be involved in it. Waits for it here, and the smart play here. So Taylor Bransfield, it's her show here in set number 3.
Yeah, all smiles. Wright State, I think, is playing looser in this third set. I mean, their backs against the wall in a must-win situation.
Yep, trying to extend the match and their season here. Leading 3-2, serve coming from Callie Martin, the southpaw. Serves up an ace.
She's the leader on this team with now 48 aces on the season. That ball had a lot of movement, and Bertolino could not get a good read.
Yeah, and lefty servers, it's always a different look coming at you. Handled this time, but tight at the net, and yeah, I think that time Bransfield, yeah, she crossed the plane. Caught with her hands in the cookie jar. So 4-3 Wright State. And here's Morissette to serve. Serves it into the net. You mentioned the Raiders coming out here, Michelle, in set 3, playing loose. That had to be their mentality. Travers Green said, we've got to play where we know we're in the underdog role, so let's play loose. Let's just have fun out there and not worry about the fact that, wait a minute, we're usually playing against the underdogs. Loose can make things happen if you're Wright State. Near the table, Katie Meyer waited for it. That was Martin who sent it across. Moss got a swing in, but the Raiders were ready for it. Here's Ott. Bergman in the back row patrolling. Run up, Bertolino, and that one out of play. So good rally on both sides. Georgia Tech will take the tally.
Well, and Wright State just needs to keep battling with Georgia Tech. That was a battle right there, and they got a hand on that ball. It just caromed into the media table. They just ran out of real estate.
Bransfield on the slide. Couldn't get that much on it, however. Try her again. Yep. And that time successful. Right off the hands of Bertolino.
And they're getting some good block touches, which is slowing down the Georgia Tech offense. And off those block touches, they're making good transitions. Jenna Story picked that one up nicely, and that slide was really clean from Bransfield.
Yeah, Bransfield all of a sudden with 6 kills. Starting to pile them up here in set number 3. Now we've got Pimentel. I think she might have cut her lip. Checking things out with the trainer, yeah. Might have got socked in the dental work and
Yeah, fingernail cut the lip or something.
trying to shake the cobwebs.
Yeah, but the Wright State crowd behind us, it's a really large crowd coming from Ohio. They're loud and they're really cheering on their team. It's nice to have a good crowd here from them.
Too easy for Erin Moss. She makes it look that way. The pass was perfect and terminal on the finish.
Yeah, this time they give her a slide and she rotates that body and snaps through the ball.
That one caromed to a bad spot, and we're tied at 6. Bertolino.
Yeah, second on the team in aces, right behind Bergman.
You can see why. And going right at Callie Martin, and Callie having some issues. And Travers Green gonna move some bodies in front of 13. Help a teammate out. Handled by Ott that time. Katie Meyer tried the dump shot. Big block in the middle. Bergman, big swing, and out of play. 8-6 Georgia Tech. So we're going back and forth, Michelle, and it's only a Tech lead of 2. But if you're the Raiders, be careful right here. Ott slammed back on her. Again, but this time out of play.
And she's having a really nice game for Wright State, leading her team with 9 kills, doing a great job in that back row with passing, and has had some nice block touches as well.
Yeah, 21 total attacks for Ott. She's been busy. Dump shot was pushed back by Ott. Sam again. Bergman. And again, bombs away, but a touch. Tough break for the Raiders. But they try to get up front and center, disrupt things for 17, make her uncomfortable. Tech stays in front by 2. Pimentel to serve.
Yeah, Coach Green thought about putting up the green card and put it back down and sat down.
Byers tried to sneak it over. Morissette was there. That was 11 on 11, and 11 in blue and gold, winning the battle.
And this is where Wright State needs to be smarter with their offense. I mean, Georgia Tech is starting to pull away. They could use a big kill here.
They go to Ott. Over to Bergman. Destroyed it. And again, if you're the Raiders, you're looking. Are they going quick to Morissette? Are they going to Bergman? You pick, and then you try to get there in time.
Yeah, D'Amico had her choice there. Either or.
Nice finish that time by Martin.
Yeah, nice quick approach by Martin. No blocker up against her, so all she had to do was hit it home.
Callie played at some high-end club action in Louisville. Seasoned even before she got to college. And Bergman gets the friendly tickle off the tape.
I'm laughing because Bergman, who's right in front of us, made this crazy little noise as that ball tickled off the tape, and
She amused her teammates, didn't she?
yeah, it was quite funny.
She loves the game and loves being around her teammates. They all feed off of one another. Kaboom! Down it goes. Odenay destroys it.
Out of nowhere. I mean, Odenay's approach was so quick on this ball. What a beautiful back set from D'Amico. There's nobody there as Alders is coming over late to block.
Transfer from Illinois State, fitting in nicely at Georgia Tech. Middle attack that time by the freshman Byers. So Wright State trailing by 4, trying to hang in there and keep an eye on Georgia Tech. Don't get too far away in that rearview mirror. That one, can't push it across. So 13-10, the Tech lead is 3. More from Jenna Story. We didn't mention that she's Wright State's all-time leader in digs, but she's also third. She came in third in the nation all-time in digs. Just under 3,000, 29.47 coming in. She's played a lot of volleyball, Michelle, and seen a lot of volleyballs come her way, and digging them out, adding to the success of this Raiders program over the years.
And what's crazier is that she's 221 digs away from second place, which is
that's
unreal.
Yeah, that's insane. But she has left her mark, hoping that it doesn't end here in Milwaukee. Timeout on the floor. Will step aside as well. Georgia Tech trying to wrap this one up in 3. Leading Wright State by 5. Back here in Milwaukee, set 3. You see Tech in front by 5. Join Sam Gore, Paul Sunderland, and Jennifer Hoffman for the 5th set. They will have whip-around coverage from all 16 sites. Stay up to date with all first and second round matches. You can stream it now on ESPN+. And we've got another one to go when this one is complete. The host school, Marquette, the Golden Eagles from the Big East, taking on the team from the MAC, Ball State. That one comes your way here on ESPN+, 7 p.m. local time here in Wisconsin, 8 p.m. Eastern. Out of the timeout, Wright State needs to cobble some points together and keep this one close. From the back, it's Bergman. Wanted the touch and got it. So even in the back row, we've seen her do damage from the service line, and then even in the back row, she is a weapon that the Yellow Jackets, they know they have her lurking in the back pocket. Pimentel got to that one. Bergman sent it deep from the middle. Nicely done, Bransfield. She's had a great third set, Michelle.
That was a beautiful pass up to Katie Meyer, and that combination between Meyer and Bransfield has really been felt in set number 3. Put it down right in front of Pimentel.
Bransfield had just 2 kills through the first 2 sets. She's up to 7, so 5 kills here. Again, had to be a point of emphasis to get her more involved, and she's delivered. Callie Martin to serve. Again, that left-handed cross-court version. And point, Sam Ott had to twist and get out of the way. Almost had the volleyball catch the ponytail. Bergman gets there. And then Story, it ate her up. So now Tech, they're just in the mode, Michelle, of we'll swap points with you if we can get to the finish line first.
Well, and who do you stop on this Georgia Tech team? I'm like, who do you focus on slowing down Bergman? But then there's Bertolino from the outside. You got Moss and Morissette.
Some craftiness there from Katie Meyer, the setter.
I mean, whoever gets Georgia Tech tomorrow, whether it's Marquette or Ball State, I mean, that's something they're going to have to think about.
Yeah, this team is, they're a handful. A lot of talented pieces in every position. Leading by 4 here, trying to close the door, make it a quick evening in Milwaukee. Aaron Moss adding to the damage.
Well, that was a quick transition. Bing, bang, boom goes Moss.
She's up to 10 kills now, joining Bergman with 10. On the slide, missing. Wide right is Bransfield.
And Bertolino was right there on the line to pick up any dig that Bransfield may have given her.
Odenay serve. From the back, Martin. Got a little something on it that time. To the rafters, Katie Meyer waits for it, and then Story just flips it over. Almost caught the Jackets by surprise, but then they gather and get it to Aaron Moss.
Yeah, nice hustle play by Bertolino. And again, that isolation play is for Bransfeld and Wright State. They're not putting up a clean block. Morissette and Moss are going right around it.
Timeout called by Wright State. So Georgia Tech leading it by 7 here. Trying to finish off the Raiders from the Horizon League. And again, a reminder, part 2 of the events here at the Al McGuire Center. The host school, Marquette University, will take on Ball State from the MAC. 7 p.m. Wisconsin time, 8 Eastern, right here on ESPN+. And then everyone rests up. The teams that don't advance, they call it a season. And the teams that win, they'll be back here Friday evening for a contest and someone punching their ticket into the Sweet 16. Michelle Collier going to bring some subs in here, give them some PT it looks like. Nicole Drulnick, senior setter, going to check in along with Laura Fisher, sophomore from Florida. There's Drulnick. She will serve. And again, Georgia Tech right now with a comfortable lead of 7, just trying to take care of business here.
And Drulnick comes in now to replace D'Amico as the setter.
And then net contact called on Wright State.
If Georgia Tech ever goes or went to a 6-2 rotation, Nicole Drulnick would be that backup setter.
Jenna Story going all out there. Got it up and over in 3. And then pounded to the back row. Not much more he could do with it. And another timeout called by Wright State as they see their season slipping away here And Georgia Tech inching closer to a clean sweep of the Raiders. Well, again, it's been not a storybook season by any means for Wright State because, as we documented, the pieces were all there. And you just had to wonder when their head coach, Allie Matters, took the job at Illinois State because the Illinois State coach took, was it the Michigan State job?
She took the Michigan State job,
Michigan State job. So it was the moving pieces, and Travers Green, who's been an assistant all over. Last at Mississippi State, before that South Florida, Florida International. The opportunity came for him to be a head coach. And many times when you get that first head coaching shot, if you will, it's usually that the cupboard is bare, that you are starting from scratch. And he didn't have to do that. And so for him to step in and just keep the flow going, keep things all together, keep the pieces together, they were able to pull this off and have the season that they had.
You know, and as he said the team's in a good place to play well, and that they are the underdogs here and they cannot sell themselves short.
Trying to mount a furious rally, and it starts with Sam Ott, who's had a really good match this evening.
Yeah, they've relied on Bransfield more in this set, and Ott's been more quiet on the point tallies, but she's done a nice job passing in that back row as well and helping to keep Wright State in system.
Quick push, and yeah, Nicole Drunick, she knew, and it wasn't clean. Lead is 7. In comes Cameron Hausler, sophomore, going to get some PT front and center for the Raiders. Overshoot there on the serve. So Tech 2 away. Bertolino. Good shot there, went right to Martin. Ott with a cutter, but too much on it. And match point arrives for the Yellow Jackets here in Milwaukee. Bianca Bertolino will start it. Callie Martin dug it out. Sam Ott keeps the match alive.
When Wright State's been able to stay in system, they have been able to score points. Nice set here from Meyer. And Ott going to that 4-5 area.
Bergman sent it over by accident on one, and Wright State stayed with it. Needs 7 unanswered here to force the issue. No issue. Aaron Moss in the middle, finishes. And Georgia Tech, happy, happy, joy, joy here in Milwaukee. Convincing in all 3 sets, Michelle. 25-13, 25-14, and 25-17. It ends the 23 wins in a row for head coach Travers Green and the Wright State Raiders. It ends their season at 28-4, and Georgia Tech 1 step closer to their goal. Made it all the way to the Elite 8 a season ago. They'd like to take even more steps if possible.